Just a heads up, my youngest is up again, and I had to put. Okay, nobody even touched that toy. All right, so the TV's on with Bluey right now, so if the light changes in my face while this video is going on, that's why. I can't really help it. I need to have something on the TV because he's been very grumpy since he got sick. He's doing better, but he's still waking up 2 hours before he's supposed to. So, anyways, I wanted to talk about Godzilla Minus One again. Still haven't seen it, but I want to talk about something really cool about it. Its budget was $15 million. And if you have seen it, yes, that's right, $15 million. That's literally less than a tenth of a price of the modern Marvel film. And they used the budget very well. And they made their money back in Japan pretty much by itself. The worldwide box office right now is putting it somewhere around $50 million. And there was far less marketing than the American market. And I'm not entirely certain how the movie theater breakdown works in Japan versus here in the United States. The way to explain it here in the United States is that a ticket sale, 50% goes to the studio and 50% goes to the movie theater. So that's why most of the time you have to basically double the budget to 2.5 times the budget to say that it made, broke even. That's why something like the Marvels is doing so abysmal, because they had a budget of almost $300 million. So in order for them to break even, they would at the very least have to hit $600 million, if not more, because you also have to throw in the fact that there was all the advertisement and everything else. So in reality, it's probably 700 to 750 it would need to break even, and it's not even going to break 300 million, making this probably one of the biggest flops of all time. Um, so when they try to spin things like, say, The Little Mermaid, The Little Mermaid was a flop because they didn't make their money back. Even though $500 million sounds good on paper, well, sounds good when said. On paper, when you break it all down, that movie cost over $250 million, and there was close to 80 to $100 million of advertisements, which brings it up to $350 million. Then, if you do the two times method, it's at least 700 it would need. So Godzilla Minus One having a budget of 15 million, and because there's very little advertisement for this film, I would say let's put it at 5 million. So $20 million would be what they had. Even if we have to do the two times, that's 40 million, or the two and a half, 50 million. That means that at this point now, everything it's making is pure profit, and there will be DVD sales. The word of mouth of this film is incredible. And Toho, keep it in theaters for at least another week. Don't just take it out on the 14th. Um, this movie could be a complete banger. It could become the most profitable Godzilla movie. Well, I should say Japanese Godzilla movie. The Toho films in general don't always make as much money as the legendary films do, but the legendary films also cost a lot more. I'm not entirely certain what the budget is for Godzilla X Kong. Yep, you got your milk, buddy. Is it good? Um, I'm not sure what the budget is for Godzilla X Kong, but I'm going to assume at least 170 million, if not more. And that is going to have a harder time making a profit. But the one thing I'll say is with Godzilla X Kong, don't go into it thinking you're watching Gojira, one of the more serious ones. Go in thinking you're watching one of the goofier Showa era films. And, I know some people really aren't the biggest fan of Godzilla and they like the more serious ones. But for some of us that grew up and watched every single Godzilla film, period, and then also all the Gamera films, and are working on Ultraman, and Kamen Rider is on the list, and having watched a lot of Power Rangers, giant monster movies can be as goofy as we want. And that's something that I look forward to seeing, is how this film is going to be a little bit goofy, but it's going to be fun. But anyways, Have a good one.